Well, good morning. Getting ready for cabinet. I'll go ahead and open it up to your questions.
Hey, did you ever promise John Thrasher you'd sign SB 6?
No, for the 20th time.
He says you did.
I just said no.
So was he not telling the truth?
I just said no. Sometimes people hear what they want to hear.
So have you decided what you're going to do?
Not yet. I haven't. No, I haven't yet. Continue to listen to people, and there's a lot to listen to, as you can expect. And, you know, it's an important part of the process. I mean, there's a reason, I suppose, why there's a 7-day opportunity to review it, you know, before you have to either sign it or not. And so I'm trying to utilize that time as effectively as I can. The people are concerned about this, and I'm concerned about it. And I want to make sure that I have every opportunity to listen to my boss, the people, and hear what their thoughts are and their concerns are, and, you know, what they think is the right thing to do. And that's exactly what I'm doing.
Have you ever been lobbied as hard about a piece of legislation than this thing?
I don't think so. I don't think I've ever been lobbied this hard. And maybe lobbied isn't even a fair term. It sort of sounds pejorative. Communicated with as much on any piece of legislation than this. Certainly not since being governor. There was significant concern, as you may recall, others here certainly will, on the Thierry Shivo legislation. But I've never seen it this intense.
Should teachers have tenure?
I'm sorry?
Do you think teachers should have tenure or not?
Do I think they should have tenure or not? I'm not sure. I think that we should have accountability. I think that we do need to take a measure of what happens in the classroom. I have been an advocate of those things. I think it's helped Florida enormously, particularly in recent years. I mean, if you just follow, you know, the progress that we have made in terms of more A and B schools than we've had ever, highest graduation rate, you know, it's about 75, 76% right now. The learning gains have been remarkable. The closing of the gap for minorities has been tremendous. A lot more to be done. A lot more progress to be made. But I think that, you know, the trend that we have been on has reaped very good benefits for the students of Florida. That's a good thing.
What kind of feedback have you gotten from your two sisters and from your dad on this issue?
Well, a lot. You know, those are private family conversations, obviously, but, you know, they come from, you know, my two sisters who have been public school teachers here in Florida, in Pinellas County. My father, who was not only on the school board, but actually chaired it at one time in Pinellas County. And, you know, they expressed their concerns to me and their hopes. And you know, one thing that happens when you become governor, your family sort of has this cross to bear, that they are the conduit of all kinds of input and data. People talk to them all the time, just like they do people who they believe are close friends of mine, for the same reason, to get information to you. And you know, I'm in some ways sorry that they're burdened with that, but they, of course.
And that is the people upstairs who are losing hope that you're going to sign this bill. They're bracing themselves for a veto. Want to know if there is a veto message, whether you will be sufficiently detailed so that it can be a reconciliation type bill or a Senate Bill 6 2.0, as it were, to reach some accommodation in the time remaining.
I think either way it goes, it's only fair to lay out the rationale behind it, whether it's a signing or a veto. And, you know, whenever we do a veto in the past, we've always had a letter attached to it to try to elaborate and explain that. Conversely, whenever I sign a piece of legislation, we usually put a statement out that explains why we thought it was a good piece of legislation or a good bill. So I'm sure the same will take place here.
When the governor inaugurated, you said that you would seek the advice of your predecessors from time to time. And I'm wondering if you sought some advice from Governor Bush on this issue or others, and what you think about his weighing in now. He's become more public on issues that are before the legislature. Is that interfering with your administration, or do you see that as helpful?
I think that every Floridian has the right to weigh in on any issue that they feel is important to them. And I feel the same way whether it's a former governor or not.
And have you sought his advice on this issue, on the SB 6?
I have received it.
And what did he tell you?
He encouraged me to sign the bill. Shocking. God bless him.
Senator Alexander said yesterday that they already sent you a bill that dealt with 527s and that they don't have any plan to take up legislation between now and the end of the session. I guess there's one veto message that the legislature doesn't seem to be inclined to take to heart. I'm just curious if you have any thoughts on the idea that we will go into an election season without any regulation of these political groups.
Well, the jury is still out. The legislature is still in session. And there are other opportunities to have more legislation happen if we deem it necessary later. Thank you very much.
Conversation with Governor Bush take place?
It was a voicemail I received from him yesterday.